President Muhammadu Buhari has launched a national policy on 5G for Nigeria's digital economy. At the launch in Abuja, Buhari directed all security institutions to leverage the technology when deployed, saying it will enhance security in the country. He says the federal government will take full advantage of the opportunities that 5G provides for the economy, security, and well-being of the nation. The president allayed fears over the safety of 5G, affirming that such issues have been effectively addressed in developing a policy that suits the country.
When it comes to the priority of this administration on security, 5G deployment could be the biggest revolution for our security institutions to make their work more effective. For example, Your Excellency, sir, disruptive technologies are the fourth industrial revolution, and all of them leverage on 5G for effective usage, like emerging technologies, like artificial intelligence, robotics, augmented reality, virtual reality, quantum computing, big data analytics. All of them are part and parcel of the fourth industrial revolution, and all of them leverage on 5G, in which 5G is also part and parcel of the fourth industrial revolution.
We started this journey with the launch of the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy in November 2019, and have also launched a number of policies to strengthen our digital economy, including the Nigerian National Broadband Plan and the National Policy for the Promotion of indigenous content in the Nigerian telecommunications sector. The national 5G policy will position Nigeria to harness the potentials of 5G technologies to further develop the economy and improve the indices of well-being in the nation.
Right, to discuss the merits and demerits of the 5G network, we're joined remotely by Gbenga Adebayo, the chairman, Association of Licensed Telcos Operators of Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight tonight. Well, maybe we should start from the fundamental question of, what the good side and the bad side, or you might want to say the merits and demerits of the 5G rollout. How much of a game changer will it be?
Will be quite significant. What we have had till now is the fourth generation, and the speed of data transmission that you currently have on the fourth generation, which you consider high enough, will be much lower than what we'll have on the 5G. The fifth generation, which we are going into, will provide higher speed of data, provide a lower latency, will provide more reliability, and also man-machine and machine-to-machine interfaces will be better supported on the 5G network. So 5G is actually the way to go. This is not just the direction of the world, it is upon which all modern technologies are based. And we are glad that Nigeria has a direct policy now on 5G implementation. And we do hope that as this policy is being implemented and services are being rolled out, Nigeria will begin to see the significant difference and improvement both in customer experience and user experience, as well as in speed of data delivery.
Well, I think what I can deduct from this is the speed of data delivery. But the president is saying that with the deployment of the 5G, where Nigeria is going to, gain a lot in terms of socio-economic parameters, like in agriculture, even in the issue of insecurity. Will the terrorists be easily, located in their bases and the rest, and other economic indices? How are your thoughts about this?
Well, also on account of the high speed that will be available on 5G, man-machine and machine-to-machine interfaces will run better, artificial intelligence will run better, robotics will run better, and several other applications that are today doing what we call machines behaving like man will do a lot better. In terms of security and access to both information and real-time data, both video information, voice information, and text information, it will occur on a real-time basis. And all of the latency that you currently have on the current networks, where signals are transmitted and echo is coming back, or quality is a bit epileptic sometimes, that will be a thing of the past in the fifth generation. So in terms of job creation, yes, we will have a lot more because of access to data. Interfaces will be better. Work from home will be better. Entrepreneurship will be better. And as many people today who rely on digital services for their operations, both at the corporate level and individual level, they will certainly have better experience when 5G is fully introduced. So the economy stands to benefit a lot from 5G. And that is actually the way to go at this time. So yes, you have heard also the intervention of the Honorable Minister in terms of the robust quality of service that will be available on 5G. We've also heard the benefit as mentioned by the President. And as an industry, we are quite excited at this time. We really, really look forward to the introduction and deployment of 5G in Nigeria because this is actually the way to go.
All right, great to know that it's the way to go. This national policy on 5G is coming at a time when there seems to be some global concern about 5G interfering with aviation and other health concerns. Well, the president has said, that those issues have been effectively addressed in developing this particular policy. What would you say that governments really need to look at to ensure that these concerns don't become reality?
We've read about the concerns experienced by some groups of people in the United States of America. We have studied the report from there, and what we have seen is that the 5G, like any other radio frequency, we have what we call the guard bands, meaning that if you operate at a particular spectrum, you have a window of protection on the left and on the right that prevents interferences from happening. In America, that guard band is been limited to about 220 megahertz, which is a bit lower than what it used to be in standard practice. And that's actually the point of concern for the aviation authorities in America, because they do believe that at that rate of closeness, there could be some form of interference with the altimeters, which is the instrument they use in measuring the height and the landing of aircraft. But in Nigeria, the scenario is quite different. What the National Frequency Management Commission has done under the supervision of the Honorable Minister is to provide a guard band of as much as 400 megahertz to protect both east and west side of the operations of 5G. And so the fear that is being exercised, that has been expressed in America, for example, will have no place here. Not only are we far apart in terms of the spacing and the guard band to prevent the overspeed, but also because the systems that are being deployed, they provide enough safeguards to protect themselves against this kind of interference. The fears that have been expressed about 5G, we must say again, there's been a lot of controversy theories around it. They have no basis in science, and so Nigerians have nothing to worry about whatsoever. Aviation authorities in other countries of the world has issued an all clear for 5G to proceed. In Nigeria, field trial has been done. Part of what has been done in the course of the field trial before the policy was implemented was to look out for interference, and there are no such reports as far as we are concerned. So we feel quite safe, we feel okay. We just would like to assure Nigerians that it's a technology to await, is what we should look forward to, and we should not be caught in the fear of the controversies around 5G, because we can't substitute progress with fear. So we just need to embrace this, and we hope for the best in this pursuit.
Absolutely, we really can't substitute progress here. But what are some of the measures, that have really been put in place? You've talked about testing and finding it durable and okay, and that's the way to go. But what are the other measures that must be put in place so that we don't have, any hiccups here and there, particularly when you look at when the 4G was deployed in Nigeria, the world was already talking about the 5G before, the politics of it crept up then.
There are examples around the world today where 5G is already operating, and we are taking learnings from there. There are no such things as interference whatsoever with any other devices or any other sectors of the economy. Now, in Nigeria, what we have done, before the policy was issued, government approved that we should do what they call a field trial, and field test was done in Lagos and in Abuja and in some other parts of the country. And part of what was tested for was to see not just the effectiveness or efficiency of 5G, but also to see the susceptibility to other frequencies and other bands. And all these reports came clear on account of which government was advised that we could proceed. Now that the spectrum has been auctioned, players have now subscribed to this spectrum. Processes are ongoing now to conclude all what is required administratively. And after that is done, there will be what we call type approval. Systems that will be deployed on the 5G network by procedure will be type approved by the NCC. And part of what the NCC will test for is this issue of interference. So a lot is being done behind the scene. And the assurance we can continue to give the public is that we feel safe and we should still feel safe, because the steps that we have taken and we will still take in the next days before the commercial rollout, we will guarantee that we will not have interference and all problems. So what we'll continue to assure the public is that while we guarantee good quality service on 5G, it's as safe, if not safer than the 5G, because again, these are spectrum that are of what we call lower amplitude and shorter wavelength. So they are more intelligent, they are smarter, they are more dynamic, and they are more fortified even than earlier preceding technologies.
Very quickly, like they say, fire can cook the man's food and fire can also cook the man. How do you ensure that criminals, terrorists, for example, are not able to, take advantage of this? How will telcos come in and prevent that, at least to, very large extent? In 60 seconds.
The intelligence of the 5G network guarantees some safety about interference, and the intelligence of the 5G ability to various kind of applications. And so the firewalls around operations of the operators is fully guaranteed. The application of the 5G, not just of security and intelligence, to also to surveillance, all the things we talk about today, about drone, about long distance and remote access and all of those will be better over the 5G network. And it will be easier to see the map of the country, to oversee the country using application and technologies that run on 5G. And so in our view, we think that in the next dispensation, once this technology is introduced, a number of the current challenges that we do have in terms of security and protection of people will be a thing of the past. So this is actually the way to go.
Yeah, indeed, the way to go, Benga. But just finally, if you can, in some 30 seconds, what kind of relationship would NICOMSAT, for example, be having with the launch of the 5G, the policy?
They provide backhaul for operators, and they provide remote access for areas that are not covered by fiber optics and all of that. And so it's a complement of first mile and last mile. And therefore, the backhaul that is required in areas where there are no fiber access, or where there are no radio access, provided by NICOMSAT. And so we're also pleased about the progress being made by that agency. And they're talking about the second Nigeria satellite, which is again modern, which is again up to date. And with all of this in place, we believe that we'll continue to have not only smart national network, but we're going to have intelligent national network that is credible and that is reliable. Now we guarantee better user experience in the next dispensation.
Right.
Thank you so very much. Benga Adebayo there, Chairman Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators, for shedding more light on the deployment and 5G policy in Nigeria.